Ginger Runner. What is up, everybody? Ethan Newberry, the Ginger Runner, here for another GingerRunner.com review, and today we're reviewing some shoes from Nike. I don't even know if these things have hit the market yet. You are currently watching a review of the Nike Zoom Kiger 3. Ta-da! But I also just dropped my review of the Nike Zoom Wildhorse 3, so you're going to want to check that one out. I will have a link later in this review that you can click and go check this one out. But in the meantime, it's all about this, the beautiful Kiger 3. Not to be confused with its older brethren, the Kiger 2. There are some changes at play in this new version. First of all, the upper materials, we're dealing with fly mesh throughout the upper. There's less overlays. There's no regrind material. They really wanted to keep that slipper-like fit, but also make the shoe a little bit more durable, breathable, and more comfortable. They also adjusted some of the traction materials, going for a more durable outsole rubber around the perimeter of the shoe, and they added some really nice support back here in the redesigned heel counter. It's far superior to the previous version. So yes, the shoe has changed a little bit, but not all for the better, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about that in this review. So let's do this thing. As always, I'm going to start with things that I like about the Nike Zoom Kiger 3. Comfort. As with the previous version, this shoe is awesomely comfortable. I really dig the balance they found between cushioned EVA, a responsive last, air pockets, outsole. It all really combines to a nice, comfortable shoe, including the upper. Retains that burrito, slipper-like fit. Wider forefoot. Now, I actually didn't expect this, but it's about 5 millimeters wider in the forefoot, especially on the outsole region. Having that added stability, having that extra room is really nice. A big thumbs up from the Ginge. The redesigned heel counter. Now, this was something that I really thought was missing in the earlier versions of the Kiger. The heel was just all sorts of floppy. It was really hard to kind of get it dialed in on your foot, but luckily they reinforced it. It's actually really similar to the Wildhorse 2, the older version. Fits like a glove, like it. And finally, the outsole rubber. I'm really glad they incorporated a more durable outsole rubber, and I've noticed its durability being increased. I'm getting more use out of the shoe, essentially, but not throughout. It's improved because the perimeter is that hardened rubber, but the outsole in the forefoot and heel center of the shoe still seems to be wearing down a little quick for me. Regardless, it's an improvement, so that's good. And honestly, it's retained that same fit, feel, comfort, and enjoyment of the previous version, which I really like. But now it's time for things I don't like. Weight. The shoe is heavier. Over an ounce heavier, as a matter of fact. The previous version was right around 9 ounces according to my scale, and this is at 10.3 ounces. We've tipped the 10-ounce scale mark, and I can't believe it. I was actually thinking that this was going to be a lighter shoe, but when I got my hands on it, I was... Ugh. It began to feel a lot like the previous Wildhorse. Isn't it a terrible thing? But for those looking for a light, fast trail racer, you're going to have to sacrifice that light aspect. Upper thickness. Now, this is one of the things I really didn't like, is that the upper, being made of new materials, it's gotten a bit thicker. And while they claim it's a little bit more breathable, I actually found the opposite. It felt like my foot was getting a little bit hotter in the shoe than the previous version, which leads into my final dislike: heat and moisture dispersion. I have now run multiple ultramarathons in this exact pair of shoes, incorporating creek crossings, inclement weather, and even super hot, sweltering conditions. And that, honestly, that was kind of a big drawback, was that it just didn't dissipate the moisture very well, doesn't drain quite properly, and my foot just got hot. Didn't really find that with the previous version. But that's it for dislikes. As I mentioned, I've run a ton in this shoe, raced a ton in this shoe, and it really does the job well. You get tons of grip. I like the more durable outsole. I'm fine with the new upper. It wraps around my foot. It's comfortable. I can go for miles and miles, and you can still bring it home and make it dinner. That didn't make much sense. So I know that the main question a lot of you are going to be asking is, would I be running in this shoe, the Kiger 3, or the Wildhorse 3? Which do I prefer? Well, guess what? Just like the second version of the Wildhorse and Kiger, I prefer the Kiger. Go watch my Wildhorse review. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's a lighter shoe. It's a more comfortable shoe. I feel like I can race and do long training runs in this shoe. It's great for pretty much all purposes. Really digging the Kiger 3. Not gonna lie, it's kind of been my go-to trail shoe for the last couple of months, and I really dig it. Time to move on to the points. Quality, I'm going to give them 4 out of 5. I still think they have a couple of issues that they need to work out with this shoe. It's still really solid, so I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. Comfort, 4 out of 5. I consider this the more comfortable of the two shoes that I'm reviewing today. I also think it's just an all-around comfortable shoe anyway, so 4 out of 5. Price, I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. It's the more expensive of the two shoes I'm reviewing today at $125, which is actually a surprise to me. I think it's a little steep, so it's kind of borderline 4. But I'm getting a lot of use out of it, so it's totally worth it. And finally, looks. 4 out of 5. I think it's a pretty decent looking shoe. There's a couple color stays that are coming out that I'm really excited about, but otherwise I think it's a solid looking shoe with a little bit of color. Not quite as good looking as the previous versions, which brings our total to 16 out of 20. Damn good score for the new Nike Zoom Kiger 3. Check it out, folks. Pretty happy with my experience in it. So again, before I let you go, don't forget that I also reviewed the Wildhorse 3, and these are pretty much two different shoes. They've done a number on the new Wildhorse. I definitely think you should go watch that review and see what you think. All you have to do is click the shoe right now. Just go ahead and click it, and it'll take you right there. I'll give you a couple seconds. 3, 2, 1. Well, that's it for this shoe. Goodbye. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please like, favorite, share, and subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/thegingerrunner, doing new videos every single week. And make sure to follow me across social networking. So over on Twitter, it's @thegingerrunner. On Facebook, facebook.com/thegingerrunner. On Instagram, it's @EthanNewberry, and of course, gingerrunner.com. And don't forget, every single Monday I'm doing live shows right here on this channel where you can tune in live and see guests and ask questions and interact. It's just the blast. And if you like what you see here on the channel and you want to help support what we're doing, what to do is go to patreon.com/thegingerrunner, and you too can help make all this happen. And in return, I'm offering a ton of really cool perks. So go check it out. That is it for this review. I hope you're getting out there training hard, racing harder, and partying the hardest. I know I am. We'll see you guys next time. Okay, goodbye.